shooting a video after a long time, so I thought, you know what, might as well just do it on my first TEDx talk which I went, which was an absolute crazy journey. And I wanted to share a quick experience what I had over speaking on the platform of TED, and I thought instead of sitting, actually I will stand up, and I wore my same shirt which I wore at TEDx. So that was the same shirt I was wearing, and I want to talk about my experience. And what actually happened was, at the starting, I actually didn't want to do this. I was very scared to even, when I thought about this first time, I was like, I'm too scared actually to do this. You know what, let's not do this. I believe I was 1 or 1.5 months. That's what I was thinking. It was something like that, and I was like, I am not going to be ready in 1 month. That's such a less time to get ready for TEDx. And that's literally what I thought. I couldn't do it, but I mustered up some courage, started to write my script first. So that was my first thing. I started to write my script first, deciding the topic on memory competition, which I participated in international and national championship. Amazing journey. So I thought, why not share that and the learnings I got through there. And if you want to actually see my whole TEDx video, I'll link it down in the description. It was an amazing journey from the starting till the end. And that's what I thought. First, let me just do it on memory championship, because that was an amazing journey I had. So I started writing my script. Then I gave my first talk in front of an audience. It was a community, and they gave feedback. Then I kind of took the feedback, and some feedback I didn't understand. I was like, should I take this? Should I not take this? I thought it was perfect. My script was perfect and ready for then itself. In the starting, then I took some feedback, did some refining work. I actually, after refining it many times, it actually turned out to be better. So it was actually, the feedback was actually worth it. I thought it was not. And I started to practice the new script now. More in between, I started refining even more after I actually started speaking in front of the mirror, and I found that some sentences were a bit off when I was typing them in from my mind, and when I was actually delivering it, it didn't match up to the pace. So I started changing here and there, and after many times of practice, I still remember the amount of mirror practices I've done is a lot, very, very much. Standing in front of the mirror. I've seen many people tell you do it, but I had actually never done it until this point. Just standing in front of the mirror, talking, and I got to know many mistakes I used to do. First of all, I used to walk a lot. By the way, I used to talk like this. You know what? I'm going to give my first TEDx speech. This is not my TEDx speech, I'm just telling. So this is what I'm going to be speaking, and this is what I'm going to be doing. And I used to walk around everywhere. I just didn't show it because it was out of the camera range. Then, yeah, that's right. The whole space I used to take up, and I used to not realize that I'm walking so much. I used to just walk around like crazy. Let me zoom back in. Yes, that's a lot of zoom, but I used to walk around like crazy. And what I realized is I shouldn't be doing that. So that was one mistake I got to know. The other mistake I was using, and that was one of the things I was using. And that was the thing which I was using a lot. I'm pretty sure my camera is going to run out. Okay, so my camera ran out of space. So I'm recording it in my computer, but still the same thing. So where was I? I was at talking about my mistakes which I did, which was I was number 1 walking around like crazy. Number 2, I was using basically filler words everywhere. And what else filler words? I think that was the one major thing. It was like crazy everywhere. That was a filler word I was using. Number 3 is my pitch was very high, and I used to maintain at that high pitch, and there was a bit of monotonous high pitchiness. Like when you see many speakers speak, when they have a powerful statement to say, they use high pitch. For example, they are telling the last quote, or they want you to know something very, very important. So that time they use a high pitch and they voice modulate really well. Basically, my voice modulation was not really proper back when I used to start. I still remember I deleted all the files because my phone storage was filling up because of how many times I recorded. So I used to keep my mirror there, keep my phone, record, look in the mirror and speak, and look back at my recording to know where I was speaking. And it was kind of weird to look at me speaking itself for some reason at the starting. It was kind of weird. I thought I was doing it good, looking at the mirror. Then I saw the recording to realize that I used to do all these mistakes which I used to tell. So that was nice realization of mistakes. So after refining, I just consciously what I did consciously just rewire all one by one. I wouldn't say I'm perfect at it, definitely, but I rewired slowly and slowly until I became really, really, what do I say, competent at that. So that was one of the experiences. And actually, coming to the day itself, when the days were nearing, I was pretty confident as to my speech. I had practiced it a lot of times, so I was confident. I went there, gave my speech. So it was in Mumbai, so I flew all the way to Mumbai. And if you actually see let me actually show short. So if you see here, this is my lamp. It says TEDx speech, practice speech Mumbai. If it's inverted, I can see it inverted, but I'll change it in post. So that was my thing where I stuck it on the first day of me practicing, and it's still there. I didn't remove it because it's nice to let it be there. And that was a TEDx trophy which I got. Pretty amazing opportunity, very grateful for it. And what happened on the day before, I started to a bit panic for some reason. I knew I was really good at I had really learned well and everything was good. And on the day, for some reason, I was a bit nervous or more nervous. I can't remember properly. I remember walking around before my turn because they had given a schedule of which turn I was going to be speaking. And as soon as it came closer and closer, I was a bit nervous. I used to go out and just walk in the garden, come back. I don't know what I was thinking actually. It would be actually nice to know what I was thinking, but I don't remember what I was thinking. I was just roaming around, then drinking water, common things. But then I went on the stage, then gave my speech, and it was amazing. It was an amazing opportunity. By the way, I couldn't see the audience because it was so dark and all the spotlight was on the stage. So I couldn't really see the audience, and I just gave my speech. And since I couldn't see the audience reaction or what they were thinking, what they were doing, it was nice. I could just speak to myself, be myself, open up, and that was really nice. And let me play one of the clips. I'm just going to actually how I started. Good morning, everyone. Do you know that the world's best memory athletes can memorize a full deck of shuffled cards in under a minute and recall them in the same sequence? Yes, so that was the starting of my TEDx talk, and it was in the starting, I was actually pretty confident. Before my speech, I was a bit panicking, but when the time came, I was pretty confident and I did it really well. In the last, I was kind of tired because of speaking for 12 continuous minutes with high pitch, low pitch, voice modulation. So I could feel a bit tired, but it was amazing. And at the end, of course, I gave the high note so that it's implementing that whatever I told in the end it's just giving it's important. So that was the thing which I wanted to deliver, the main message of the speech. And it was pretty nice. It was a nice opportunity. And thinking about it back is really nice. Wonderful experience, actually. And this is what I wanted to convey to the short video of my TEDx experience. Many roller coasters, ups and downs. Some days I didn't want to feel like doing it. And in the starting, I actually didn't want to do it because I was kind of scared. Amazing opportunity. That's what I would love to say. And I had not done a YouTube video in a long time, so I thought this was the perfect time to do it. Because why not? It was the perfect time. My TEDx video recently got released. And one more thing is I'm going to leave the full video link in the description down below. Do check it out and see you in the next one.